Okay, I turned it around now. Now we're facing the bridge. So if you launched from the little dock right here, came from Buckley's or came through there, which you better not go in a tube, you're gonna get sucked right out there into the lake, go right underneath this bridge. And if you're kayaking, it takes 30 minutes to get to my house back in the backyard. Tubing's about an hour and a half. So right on the other side of that bridge, there's a beautiful deep spot. There's a lot of trout in there. Leave them alone, they're mine. I do catch and release. Okay, last video, we gave you the structure of case, with case side, plan side, and I went through it. Now what I need you to do with just plan side is all we're focusing on, the second part of your case. Solvency on case side is how you're gonna fix it with evidence that backs up that that's gonna work, okay? Plan is an extension of that solvency in detail, okay? Now here's what happens. You get to the top, and I gave you the first resolution, resolve, the United States federal government should significantly increase gun control in all 50 states. Now you come up with the resolution. This is on you, okay? So if you believe that we need to have more mental health training or mental health screening before somebody can buy or purchase a gun in that situation, resolve, the United States federal government must screen for mental health issues prior to issuing a gun permit. Somewhere along that line, but you decide, it's your resolution. It's your idea on how to fix the resolution that I put out there. So the first part of plan, you are king or queen or emperor or empress for the day. You can have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. List out exactly what you want to do. So for instance, let's say currently we got unless you have a CPL like I've got, I can get a gun and probably a handgun in about an hour. It's a 3-day wait for other people and different things like this. Let's do this. You're gonna make it a 7-day wait with a background check, a mental health check, fingerprinting, all this stuff, references that they're going to call in the whole bit. And you detail this with A, B, C, D, E. And I will have copies of this that I'm going to show you in a screencast where I've actually laid it out, but I'm just baiting you. But here's the thing. If I hand you a couple $1 million and I say, go put this in play, what's your first thing you're going to do? What's the second thing you're going to do? That's the plan, okay? So solvency gives you a taste. Plan side is the detailed extension of solvency of what exactly you're going to do. So the first part is the plan. The second part over there is real simple. Plan evidence. So if you're going to start screening for mental health and do all that, do you have evidence that'll back it up from good quality sources? Or are you talking smack? You're sitting on Facebook, Instagram, and all this stuff and just making stuff up, okay? You better have good quality evidence. Washington Post, New York Times, good documented journals that can back up what you say. Okay? But the plan evidence backs up what you said. You don't need one for every piece, which would be amazing. But you could have 2 or 3, maybe 4 pieces that back up your plan on maybe creating a mental health background check to see if people are okay. All right? You may be banning automatic weapons, semi-automatic weapons, military weapons like the AR-15 and different things like that. It's your plan. Remember, it's fantasy. All right? The second thing that we're going to do with that is we get to plan. We get to plan evidence. I want some funding. I want to know how you're going to pay for this sucker. You've got to have a way to pay for this when you get into that situation. So you got plan evidence that's going to work, how you're going to fund it. And now here's the best part. There's a section called enforcement. Let's say all of a sudden you got a state like Texas. Not going to be no gun control down here. Okay? You're not going to take our guns. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. What's the penalty from the federal government level? What are you going to do? Cut tax dollars that you give to them? Cut federal funding? I don't know. But it's the same thing in your house. If you don't do what your parents say, they've usually got some type of enforcement they're going to do. You may not get as much allowance. You may get grounded. You may lose something that they give to you. But you've got to be able to enforce the resolution that you put in place. All right? Then the bottom line is we're going to put this little thing at the bottom just called fiat. And I don't want to get into, when you get into collegiate debate, one of the things you have to do is you have to look at the politics and the makeup of what do we have? Do we have a Republican-controlled Senate, House? Do we have Democrat? What's it looking like with the presidency? What do we got to go through? It turns into a political debate instead of the actual debate I want on that. So all you're going to put, and I'll show you this on the screencast, is fiat across the bottom, F-I-A-T. So to wrap, second video, you got case side, plan side. What's wrong? What's causing it? Solution. Take that solution to plan side, detail that out. Show me evidence that says you can do it. Tell me how you're going to fund it. because you better know how much that plan costs before you start throwing it out there, and you better have the funds for it. And just, by the way, don't think about just cranking taxes up, raising taxes on gas or sin taxes like alcohol, cigarettes, different things like that, because squeeze the bubble here, never breaks, it gets bigger here. Squeeze it here, gets bigger here. Finally, you get that enforcement in there. States don't do what you tell them to do, and you're the federal government. What you're going to do, and fiat it at the end. Okay? End of video 2.